Here we have a binomial distribution question. The problem states, assume that when human resource managers are randomly selected, 52% say job applicants should follow up within 2 weeks. If 7 human resource managers are randomly selected, find the probability that at least 4 of them say job applicants should follow up within 2 weeks. First of all, we know that this is a binomial distribution problem because we have a probability of success and a probability of failure. What success means in this case is whether or not a human resource manager states that a person should follow up within 2 weeks. So we have a 52% chance, that's the probability that any particular human resource manager would say that a person should follow up within 2 weeks. So that would be my P. And remember, I said always look for your N, or the number of trials. And it says if 7 human resource managers are randomly selected, that would mean the number of trials is 7 because we are picking a total of 7 human resource managers. Now, when you first read the problem, it says find the probability at least 4 of them say job applicants should follow up within 2 weeks. What this means is when we say at least 4, that means 4 or more. When we calculate this on a TI-84 calculator, we don't have a way of doing it directly. We have to do it by a rule of complements. So we're going to do this one, and first we have to find the BinomCDF of the complement of at least 4. Then after that, we subtract that result from 1. Now I'm going to show you a few tricks how to expedite that process, but you have to keep in mind it says that at least 4 of them say job applicants should follow up within 2 weeks. So what would the complement of at least 4, which means 4 or more, or in this particular case, it could be 4 say that, or 5, or 6, or 7. It can't be 8 because we only have 7 human resource managers. What would the complement of that be? Well, it would be up to 3 of them say. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to find the complement of that result. I'll explain that when we get there. In order to get to the function that we use on the TI-84 calculator, follow this process. We press the second key, then we press this key that says vars. If you look right above it, it has DISTR, which means distribution. So once we push second and then this key right here, we have a list of distributions that we can work with in the TI-84 calculator. We scroll down until we find the one that we're going to use, which is BinomCDF, not BinomPDF. We use BinomCDF because it is the binomial cumulative distribution function as opposed to the binomial probability distribution function. So we want to scroll down, make sure you get to the BinomCDF, and we press enter. And it asks us for input. Now I already have some inputs here from another problem that I did, and you can just type over those, or when it's highlighted, you could press clear And then you see it disappears. The 8 that was there is no longer there. So trials, the number of trials I already discussed with you, it's 7. Then we would press enter. This is lowercase p, which is the probability of success on each trial. For this problem, we already discussed that. It's 52%. And you always put probabilities in as a decimal. So I'm going to clear what's there and press 0.52. Now here it says an X value. Remember, we are doing this by the rule of complements. And by the rule of complements, we do the opposite. This one says that at least 4 of them say, but we want to do that at most 3 of them. When I press enter here and I go to the X value, I'm going to press 3. And don't worry about paste. I'm just going to press enter and then enter again. This right here, if you were to read the whole thing out, which I don't want to right now, it says BinomCDF, 7 trials, probability of success on each trial is 0.52, and up to 3 of them. And then I'm going to press enter. So it gives me this number. There is a 0.45 probability that at most 3, which again is the complement of this problem. In order to find out what at least 4 would be, we would have to subtract this number from 1. And we have several ways of doing that. But the way I find to be the easiest is I'm just going to press -1 here and press enter. Well, it gives me a negative number, but that's the negative of what we would get if we just subtracted this number from 1. It saves us a bunch of keystrokes to do it this way. You just have to remember a probability can never be negative. So this negative sign is just there, but it's not the answer we want. We want 0.543. Then the next one is 6. So since it says to round to 4 decimal places as needed, it's going to be 0.5437 because this 6 gets rounded up because the next number is an 8. So we type that in here and we have 0.5437. And now we will check our answer. And there we go. Well done.